Good morning, sunshines. Happy Saturday, the 1st of February. Welcome to this month's vlog. I'm Heather, known as BunniPhish on all the places on the internets. If there's a bunnyfish, it's probably me. Hi, how are you? I am feeling okay. I want to show you some things because my daughter and I are going to the movies in not very long. We're leaving in about 30 minutes. We're going to go see Dogman. This is the face of excitement. I really don't want to go see it. I don't enjoy the franchise. I didn't like Captain Underpants. I don't think I'm going to like Dogman. But my daughter does. My daughter does. And it's fine because I'm going to take some projects to work on. It's all crochet today. But let's talk about it. Let's open up this vlog with some crafty things. So I have a corner to corner blanket made out of scrappy bits of yarn that I'm going to use for middle school auction. At my school, the middle schoolers get to participate in an auction, and I like to donate a blanket every time. So this is this trimester's blanket. It's still on the increase section. I think I have about a month and a half until auction. So time, yes, but if I don't work on this, it's not going to be done. I also have this square right here that I'm going to make for my friend Nikki for a blanket. And my plan is to make 20 of them by sometime in March, 20 squares, either lime green or black, and about 12-inch squares. So this is about a 6-inch square-ish. My rounds are about an inch, so I want to make this to 10 rounds, see where it sits. So I'd like to do 10, get to that 10th round. That's only 4 rounds to do in the movie. So this would be like my first project. And then I don't even know if I'll work on this at the theater, but my niece told me what she wanted for her holiday gift. And she would like a giant worm. And I asked for specifics, and she didn't really give me specifics. So I'm thinking about 6 feet long, and I'm thinking alternating bands of these. Do I want to knit it though instead so it's a little smoother? I don't know. Or do I want to crochet it? Because crocheting would be faster. Oh, I think I want to knit it. So I kind of want to start that and just put a little bit of work on that because I'm going to be knitting a long tube. This is not going to be a project that I am like in love with, but I love my niece. So yeah. So I'm thinking any like pinkish, brownish bits of yarn I'm going to pull out of my scrappy bin to go into this worm. And I'm going to knit it because now that I'm thinking about it, like it would be cool to every once in a while throw in a purl ridge or a welt because worms are super textured. And yeah, I think using these two like pink colors makes sense. Throw a brown in there because worms are a bunch of different colors. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to knit it. So I'm going to cast that on now and take that with. And since we're here, and I was just working, oh, here it is. I was just working on the sock. I am working on the Romanticy sock by Alendria Knits, which is a pattern that is out now, and this is my second one. I finished the first one in the testing deadline, but I would like to get the first heart motif finished on this weekend, so wish me luck. Sunshines, it's after the movie. So I got 9 rounds finished. I was very hopping between projects at the movies. So 9 rounds finished, and across here right now is about 10.5 inches. So I think the 10 rounds is gonna be good. That'll be a good size. It'll be right around 12 inches per square, which is perfection. So that's my plan. So I think I'm going to do the squares in a checkerboard pattern, and then do maybe some surface crochet, maybe some appliques on it to make it a little bit spooky. But I think that'll be fun. That's my current plan and thought. We'll see how it goes. I also worked on the blanket for the auction. I finished the row that I was on, so I'm not going to pull that out and show you. But I also worked on the worm. I feel like this is looking worm-like, right? I didn't take the whole skein with me. I just pulled out a section from the middle and took that with me. Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. I think I don't want to finish out this. I think I want to stripe it in with the lighter pink. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So I think I'm going to stripe in those two until I'm done with this yarn, and then maybe put this project away for the day. Definitely finish up this square and then work on that pink, this heart sock, which I obviously didn't take to the movies with me because it's patterned and I can't do that in the theaters. If you can, that's super cool, but I cannot. So I do want to get this through the first heart motif today. We'll see. We'll see if I get there. Hey, sunshines. I know, I'm back again. What? Okay, so I finished the first square, and then I was like, well, maybe I just want to start the second square. So I started this. Ooh, I'm going to have to deal with that end. I started this skull square, which is called, hold on, How to Crochet. How to Crochet a Skull Granny Square by Janne space Kleive Ivset. Joy of Motion Crochet. Okay, so I followed the little pattern on the web page, and I think this is cute, and I think my friend Nikki is gonna super like it. And then I also, for the month of February, little mini challenge for myself, I would like to do 2 squares for my reading blanket a week. So one on Saturday, one on Sunday. That seems pretty doable with the way that my schedule has been going. I think I should be able to do it. So this is today's square. It's for the Odyssey, which, I mean, I listened to it so that I could help my kiddo do their homework. It wasn't really something I was listening to for enjoyment, but you know, whatever. And then also I did finish the heart motif, so yay, maybe I'll start the next black section. I still have like an hour of daylight left that I could do that section in. We'll see. I don't know. I might clean something. I'm starting to feel restless, so I might take a break from crafting and go clean something. Hey, sunshines. It's Sunday, and projects are on hold right now because I'm going to make a baby blanket using this. I'm going to pull from the outside of the cake. And the baby blanket that I'm going to make, look at my poor broken laptop, it's fine. The baby blanket I'm going to make is the Undercover by Beta Jessic. You can definitely find it on Ravelry if that's how you prefer, but you can also find it on hedgehogfibers.com. That's fibers with a R-E. And it's my favorite. It's a free download. It's my favorite baby blanket pattern, if I'm being honest. Like, even though I have a couple baby blanket patterns, I think I like this one better. Although, you know what? Let me go. I'm probably making this one. Let me go double check and see what my non-lacy baby blanket pattern looks like, because it's been a hot minute since I've done it. Yeah, see, that's my bean sprout pattern, and I like it, but I think, well, maybe I want to do bean sprout. Okay, I'm going to compare charts and check back in with you. Okay, I don't know which one I want to make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send pictures to my sister and my aunt and ask them which one I should make. And then I'm going to get started on that. But I guess until then, I will finish up the black blanket square for Nikki's blanket that I started yesterday. Okay, so group consensus is the undercover. So I have 7 stripes, and I have 7 weekend days before I need this done. So obviously that means that I need to get through at least 1 stripe every weekend day. So I have, hold on, I'm going to count. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Is this 2 stripes or 1 stripe? I can't tell. Whatever, it'll be toward the end, so it'll get used up fairly quickly. So yeah, all I need to get through today is just this very outer non-full stripe. I'll probably do more than that, but in order to keep on track, that's going to be my goal. So I'm going to get this cast on and probably get this setup done, and then work on other things intermittently. So yay, new baby blanket that I hope to have done in a month. That doesn't sound like a lot to my brain because I'm used to having more crafting time than I have right now. Ugh, okay, let's get this started. Hey sunshines, it's Monday morning. It's the 3rd of February. I'm feeling a little stressed over my crafting. So I made myself a to-do list for this week, and I feel like this is going to be my to-do list every week in February. I mean, for the most part. Like, I want to do a heart motif and a black stripe on the Romantasy every weekend, because that means the second Romantasy sock will be finished. Because I am in the second heart. So, and I have 4 heart sections in the sock. So if I do 1 heart a week, I'll be done before the end of the month, because I don't want that lingering around. So a heart and a stripe in the whole week. This week I also want to do the heel. I have to do, the way that mine is set up, I have to do the heel before I can do the black stripe. So I'm going to try to do that this week. I want to do a black square and a green square for Nikki's blanket, because if I'm going to get the blanket done, I need to actually be working on it. A green stripe and the teal stripe in the baby blanket. That would be my 2 weekend color stripes. But if I get those done, then I'm on track with the baby blanket. I made a deal with one of my students that if they got an A in trimester 1, I would make them a pair of dark blue mittens. So I need to work on those. Hopefully finish them. I have professional development on Friday, which means I'll be in meetings all day, and I think I'm going to take the mittens. I think that'll just be an easy project to do while I'm there. Maybe not the thumbs, but I can get some mittens knit during professional development for sure. I want to cast on my aunt's mittens that match her hat. The one with the cream yarn with the strand of mohair. I'd actually really like these done by next week, because I'm going to see her next week. And I'd like to give her the hat and the mittens. And maybe the cowl. That's too much. I don't need to do all that. Just thinking out loud. I want to be through the heel on Andrew's socks, so that's the Croy socks that I'm working on. I'm almost to the end of the leg. I'm close. and then 2 reading squares. So these are my crafty plans for the week. Let's see if I actually do it. Hey sunshines, happy Tuesday, the 4th of February. So yesterday I did 5 rounds, and today I did 5 rounds on my leggings, which is super exciting. I'm not going to say I can do 5 rounds every day at lunch, but if I can do 4 rounds every day at lunch, that's still pretty exciting. And that means that I will be done much sooner than originally anticipated. So maybe I can finish this green stripe this week. That would be awesome. And start the black stripe, because next week we have a short week anyway. It's only a 4-day work week, and I have taken off 2 of those days because my boyfriend has vacation from his job next week. So 2 of those days I'm going to be hanging out with him instead of being at work. So I'm not going to work on these, and I want these done. Yeah, it's going well. Oh, so I did no decreases in the black stripe, and I'm not going to do decreases in this green stripe. I will start the decreases again in the next black stripe. So that's where we're going. Good morning, sunshines. Happy Wednesday. It is a good day to cast on things, apparently. So on Sunday or Monday morning, I was talking about I wanted to work on some mittens when I showed that list. So I cast on, this pair is for my students, and I actually just pulled out the center of this skein of yarn so that I could be working 2 at a time, but from the center of the yarns without having to wind anything. Because we don't have school on Friday, I have professional development, which means class all day. I'll be sitting in a class all day, which means I need knitting. So I'm going to see how far I can get on the mittens during my course time. But I wanted to have that cast on so I could just kind of set up my backpack today at school, so that tomorrow I can grab anything that I forget to put in it today. And then I finally finished. It only took me like 2 weeks to sew this closed. Whatever. Finally finished the hat. So I cast on the mittens that will go with the hat for my aunt with the wool ease thick and quick and the strand of mohair. So yay, starting things. Hey sunshines, good morning. It's February 6th, and we have a snow day because the roads are treacherous. I'm so excited. Not gonna lie, I cried a little bit when I found out we were having a snow day because I was just so relieved. I love my job, but I do 2.5 jobs at the school, and the next 5.5 weeks are crazy for me because we have something called refresh where we swap out old computers for new computers, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but it's a lot. It's like a lot. And and parent-teacher conferences are in a few weeks, and then a couple weeks after that is report cards. And like, if it was just 2 of those things, it'd be a lot, but it wouldn't be overwhelming. But right now it's overwhelming. It's so much. So I have a day that I wasn't planning on having at home, and I'm so excited about it. I think I'm gonna put in a little progress on every single project that I have at home right now. And I have a letter that I started writing back in December that I'm gonna finish today. And at some point I'm gonna take a nap. And I'm gonna read a little bit. I'm so excited. going to take a nap because I woke up 2 whole hours before my alarm was supposed to go off. So I've been up for a while. I was doing things in my journal. It was lovely. Hello, sunshines. Happy Friday. It is a professional development day, so I am at not my school. And I'm in the parking lot, ridiculous early. I got here 30 minutes early because that's just how I roll. So let's check in about this worm that I'm making for my niece. Because it lives in my car now. It's perfect car knitting because it's really just round and round and round. And by car knitting, I mean like when I'm stopped at a super long traffic light, or when I get stopped by a train, which happens fairly frequently in my neighborhood, or when my kiddo runs into Starbucks or runs into the grocery store or runs into the library and I'm in the car. So this is going to live in here. So last time I was knitting on it, I was in the dark and I felt that I dropped a stitch. Well, I actually dropped 2 stitches, and I only did the yarn over trick 1 time. I didn't do it 2. So I just picked up these stitches, and that's what this is doing right here. You can see the yarn over on my needle, so I'll fix it next time I get there, which will be momentarily. But I have decided that I'm just going to tack this little stitch in, and clearly the worm wants to be 1 stitch skinnier. It doesn't really matter. It's an arbitrary number. I'm not following a pattern. But I do think that once I fix this and this, I'm probably going to do like a twin stitch and then turn it around so that I can do another welt, because I just think it's cute. So that's how the worm is coming. Today I brought a pair of mittens to work on. I told one of my students that I would make him a pair of mittens. Well, we wrote a contract. If he got an A in my class first trimester, then I would make him a pair of mittens. So that's what I'm going to do today while I'm in these meetings. And yay, meetings. I don't know if I'll be able to finish the whole pair of mittens, but I kind of think I can, because it doesn't take that long to make a pair of worsted weight mittens. So I also brought the baby blanket, and worst case scenario, if that's too much, I can always run out to the car and get the worm. Hey, sunshines. It's Saturday morning. It's the 8th of February. So I got pretty far on these mittens yesterday, and I'm good with how they're turning out. I'm sure that this kid's hand is not as big as mine. Based on the picture that the kid drew me, their hand is, let me line it up, about as long as my middle finger minus a joint. So I'm closing in on the end of this mitten. So my goal today is actually to finish the body of these mittens, maybe pick up the thumbs. I'm not holding myself to finishing these mittens today, because once it gets to the thumbs, that's so tedious. But I'm really close to finishing the hand of the mitten, and I figure if I make them that size, so I think I'm going to knit until it covers my pinky and then do the decreases, and that might make them just a teeny bit big, but hopefully, I mean, he's in 5th grade. He's going to grow. So a little bit big should be fine, but the fit on me is not too bad. It's definitely a little negative ease, but not in an unpleasant way, so hopefully they'll fit him just fine. I'm using the World's Simplest Mittens pattern by Tin Can Knits, doing the adult size small, not really making any modifications except to the length of this. They say to knit from the thumb a certain length, and I think mine's going to be just slightly longer. Today I also want to finish the green stripe and get pretty decent ways into the teal stripe on this baby blanket, and finish the heart motif, and let's say finish the heart motif on this so that I'm like in a good place with my to-do list for the week, which I have barely touched because I don't know when I think I have crafting time. I don't. And I don't actually intend to put any more work on these, but look, these are the mittens for my aunt started. So I'm thinking maybe like 2 more rounds of the ribbing before, maybe 4 more rounds of the ribbing. I kind of like the idea of a really long cuff on the mittens because it's the worst when you put on mittens and then you get the draft up your sleeve. So, and I wear sleeves that are open like this, and I don't know if my aunt does, but the breeze up the sleeves is rough. So yeah, somewhere between 2 and 6 more rounds on these, but not today. That's not a goal for today. Today I'm just focusing on these 3 projects. And full disclosure, I am falling into like depression mode because of work. Just like the sheer amount of stress because of the time of year it is at work. And also, I don't know, I feel like my work bestie might not be my friend anymore. It's possible that they are just going through some stuff, but like, I don't know. So I also feel like I'm being ghosted right now, which is, I'm depression nesting, if I'm being honest, and like really struggling to find crafting time because I would just rather lay there doing nothing or sleep. So yeah, we'll see how it goes. Work will be better in 6 weeks. I just need to get through 6 weeks and I'll be fine. Well, now I think it's 5 weeks now. So yay. But I'm not in a great place, but I'm trying. All right, it's been a couple hours. So I've been knitting for a couple hours. I haven't done anything else. So I'm going to take a break now and I'm going to start some laundry and read a little bit. Oh, I should talk about my book. I will in a little bit. But I said I was going to finish the mittens and probably not do the thumbs. Well, I'm a liar. I'm going to do the thumbs today. And I'm actually just 2 rounds away from the decreases on this thumb. I decided to do it on double points because even though I don't love double points for like socks, for tiny circumference things, I can't be bothered to do other things. But I like to do mine with 4. And I didn't have 4 of the right size, but I did have the size F hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter, which is the same as the knitting needles that I'm using, which are US 5s, 3.57 millimeters. So I'm just, using my hook as the double point. And as long as the hook is on the end that's picking up, not the end that you're picking up from, it works really, really well. It works less good if you do it the other way. But yeah, so here's the first mitten. The second mitten still needs the top stitched closed. I wasn't ready for that. I couldn't do 2. I could only do 1, but that's how that's going. Here's how the blanket is looking. So it's big enough that it no longer works magic loop. So what I have instead is traveling loop. So basically you just leave the extra cord at your beginning of round or wherever, and work things. It's very close to being able to not have this extra play. Like you can see some of these, you can see these stitches are a little bunched up, but it's not quite there. I think I need to do maybe another pattern repeat, and then it will be fully in the round, which will be nice because that means less cord management. Look at all this green color I still have to go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this done between today and tomorrow, because I can't just sit and knit all day. I have like other things to do. And then I think I have, I don't know, maybe doubled how much of the pink I had done. I don't have that much left to go on it. I have 7 rounds left on the pink section, so that's pretty good. But now I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna start laundry, and then I'm gonna crawl back in my bed and read just a little bit so I can give my hands a break, because this is knit at quite a tight gauge for the worsted weight on a size 5, because I wanted it to be tight and warm. This yarn is thinner, but it's also on a size 5, and these are on size 0. So I think once I have the mittens done, I might pull out the crocheted blanket just so my hands can have something else to do, because today feels like a crafty day. So just to change it up a little. And I think 3 projects is working out really well for me right now. So I'll check back in later. Oh wait, book. I am reading 2 books right now. So I have Godly Heathens by H.E. Edgman. Maybe. I picked this up last year at some point because it was on a display in the teen room at the library, and then I didn't read it, so I turned it back in. And my library is under construction right now. Like, you cannot access the whole top floor, so they have just a very, very small section of YA books. And I saw this one and I was like, oh, I was going to read that. So I'm liking it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of The Deer and the Dragon, just a tiny bit, because there's gods in this one. And I don't know, it's very, very enjoyable. The main character is trans, which we love around here. It's set in Georgia, so that's interesting. The main character is also half Native American, so that's interesting. It took me a minute to get into the book. I think because I just read Deer and Dragon and I was like, oh my gosh, this is too close to that. But it's really not. It's really not like it that much, but I was a little resistant to it. But yesterday I read a bunch. I think I read like 100 pages yesterday in this book. I didn't knit or anything yesterday after I got back from professional development, but I did read. And then I'm reading Hip Hop is History by Questlove, which is really, really interesting. I really like hip hop music, and it's a fun dive into like where hip hop came from, what shaped it like culturally through the decades, because it goes, let's see, yeah, it goes up to 2022. So it's really, really enjoyable. I really like learning some of the whys behind some of the songs, things like that. Very enjoyable.
Hey Sunshines, it's Sunday morning. I think it's the 8th. So I RSVP'd to the invitation to the baby shower for my cousin yesterday, and my aunt said back that the baby was just born, not due until May, so that's awful and stressful, and I can't do anything about it except I can make preemie hats. So I'm gonna make preemie hats, and then maybe I'm gonna make a tiny, teeny sweater too. Because I don't know, I can't even imagine, like, because all you want is for your kids to be happy, relatively, and healthy, right? And then to start out life in a NICU, I can't even imagine. So I started this hat last night, and I'm just using leftover bits of fingering weight yarn. So I used up one scrap on it, and I'm going to finish it out in this blue. I definitely want to make this for sure into another preemie hat. I might make this into a preemie hat, and then I definitely want to make a worsted weight one just cause. So 3, maybe 4 baby hats is my goal for today. Yeah, I'll put in a screenshot of what the pattern looks like, or what the pattern is called. It's a free pattern. It's very simple. I found it on Ravelry. I'm doing the ribbed version. I don't know if I'm going to follow it when I get to the decreases, but yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of just feeling a little helpless about a lot of things. But at least this thing I can like do actions toward. Everything feels heavy right now. Hey, sunshines. So I know I said that I was going to make a hat out of this worsted weight, but I started that and I didn't like it. So I made a little preemie sized sweater instead. I just have to put the buttons on it. And I made these 2 hats, and then I started this 3rd one, and that's where the mini ended. And I thought I grabbed charcoal croy sock because I need to finish the heel on this sock too. So I thought I grabbed it yesterday, but I didn't, and I don't know where it is. So I'm gonna look for a different mini maybe to finish up this hat. And I don't know what I'm gonna do about this sock. Do I just do the heel turn in the main color, but then I might run out of the main color? I mean, I do have a little tiny scrap from the first ball. Or maybe the croy yarn will show up in my face in just a minute as I look around. But yeah, anyway, so I'm going to wash these right now, and then because I want it to be dry so I can send it out today. And then if I finish this hat, I'll wash it too. I mean, I guess I could send it out tomorrow. Feeling ways today. I don't know what I want to do. I don't know. I'm feeling very anxious today. So that's the baby things. And then did I show you that I finished the mittens for my student? I did. Here they are. They're done. I'm going to wash them too. So the anxiety is so high right now. I found it. It fell behind a chair when I set my bag down yesterday.
Okay, so good. So top priority, finish this hat. Second priority, put the heel in this sock and pick up the heel. Today we're having family dinner, so this will be really good family dinner knitting. So yeah, that's the plan. Hey, sunshines. It's Tuesday. I'm getting ready to pick up my kiddos so that we can go pick up my boyfriend so we can go have family dinner. Did I tell you that he's making dinner for my family? Because he used to be a teacher at a culinary school. So he used to be a chef. I can't remember or not. But anyway, here I am. And I wanted to show you that I finished the third hat. And it is significantly bigger than the others. But I think that's good because... like, the tricky thing is that hopefully, the baby will grow fast. And I don't know what size hat he for sure needs. This one's still damp, so it's driving. But, yeah. Those are the hats. And the sweater is finished. I put buttons on it. So here's the sweater with the buttons. So yeah, I think it turned out cute. I did make some modifications to the pattern. I will put a screenshot of it on the screen. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and the pattern wants you to seam up this right here. It's knit in one piece, but it's seamed. And I didn't want to do that. So what I did was when it was time to close the sleeves, because so you knit, I think you knit this side first, like this triangle and this right here first, and then you go back and you cast on and you do this triangle and this part, and then you work the back. So like you work the whole back, including the backs of the sleeves. So when it was time to bind off for the sleeves, I used my crochet hook and basically did a 3 needle bind off. So it makes this really neat, like, edge. I thought it was a nice decorative detail. And then I slipped the first stitch of every row so that it would give it the V effect. And then when it was time to knit the back flat, I used the technique that's used in the nor'easterly blanket to attach the panels to each other. So I just did that on either side. And on the one side, I did have to do it purlwise instead of knitwise, which took my brain half a second to figure out how to do it. But I did it, and I think it turned out well, and I really didn't want to do any seaming. I think it looks fine. I think it looks great. So I feel like it looks big though. Like I feel like this looks normal baby size, not preemie baby size. But again, hopefully he grows fast. That's the hope, right? Yeah. So I'm gonna get this. Well, I need the third hat to dry so that I can get them all packed up. But I'm gonna go ahead and address the envelope so that when it's all dry, I can send it off. Hopefully tomorrow. Yeah, I'd like to run to the post office on my lunch maybe, just so that it's out. Hey sunshines, it's Wednesday the 12th. I worked on my sock. I finished the green stripe. I got halfway through the black stripe. So about 6 rounds today during lunch, which is exciting. But this might be the only day this week that I work on this project because obviously I took the previous 2 days off, and we might have a snow day tomorrow. It's supposed to start snowing at around 1 to 2 p.m. and go until 5 a.m. So maybe snow day, maybe not a snow day. Who knows? I don't. So this might get worked on tomorrow, but maybe I won't be here. Who knows? Good morning, sunshines. Happy Monday. It's midwinter break, so there's no school today, which is exciting. My kids are with their dad. So I'm going to go pick them up today early in the day, which is kind of nice because then I don't have to drive in the dark and stuff, but also kind of like my whole day is going to be spent driving. Is it really echoey in here? Maybe it's really echoey in here. I'm in the spare room at my boyfriend's house because this is where I get to set up to like do crafty things, but kind of in isolation. Like obviously I can do crafty things wherever I want in his house. Maybe that's not obvious. It's fine with him if I do craft things wherever I want, including like the kitchen. But we both realize that I need a space that is like my space. It's really not. It's actually like mostly this is his dog's room, like his puppy's room. But like I've taken over a drawer in the dresser, which was basically empty, for my craft stuff. So like I have a pair of scissors that lives here and a bottle of glue that lives here. So I'm hanging out in my craft room area. Anyway, I finished the socks for my boyfriend yesterday. So I'll put in a picture here because he's wearing them currently. Also yesterday I finished Godly Heathens by H.E. Edgman. Oh my gosh, really, really good. Trans main characters, like all of the main characters are trans because they're all gods, and why wouldn't they be? There is a second book, like this is part of a duology, it seems like, based on what I read on the last page. It definitely left off on like a cliffhanger sort of thing. It was getting down to the last 20 pages and I was like, how are we going to resolve this so that it is like a finished story? But they left it on a cliffhanger, so that makes sense. So I liked it and I will be looking into the second book maybe soon. Yeah, it's YA. There's these gods from another planet, something, that come to Earth and like there's issues between them. I like it, recommend it. It's not like the most amazing book I've ever read, but it's pretty good. What else did I do? This morning I'm going to fix a shirt. My sister gave it to me. It's really, really cute. I wish I didn't have sensory issues because it's like tight on the neck, but it's got the shoulders cut out. It's so cute. But she also had the same issue with like it's tight on the neck. But my school is doing I forget what it's called, but basically like staff are donating clothes that are stylish and in good repair for students to shop out of at parent-teacher conferences at the end of the month. And the shirt is great, except it's got like a little tiny, the seam popped under one of the arms. So I'm going to sew that up really quick, give it a nice final wash, and donate it to school. It's definitely like a dressier thing, but it's cute, and I can totally see some of my middle schoolers wearing it in like in their real lives, because students at my school wear uniforms, so it won't be stuff that they can wear to school. But I don't know, I'm excited to do that. So I'm going to do that this morning. I have just a few hours before I need to get on the road to pick up my kiddos. See, this is where it's weird, because normally like I leave early afternoon to go pick them up, and today I'm leaving in the morning. Not like super early, but like definitely morning. So yeah, I don't know what to do with myself. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to pack up my stuff that I need to take home today, and then I'm going to
work on this shirt while I watch a podcast. Oh, I need to take another picture of the puzzle so you can see where we got. It's still not finished, but it's coming along. It's looking pretty awesome. Yeah, and then I brought my friend Nikki's blanket, and so this is what I had. I had the skull square and the green square, so I have attached those, and then I just started a plain black square, because I have, pause, excuse me, that was definitely a sneasel. I have a tentative plan for some plain squares, some decorated squares, and some, I forget what I was going to say, plain squares and decorated squares. Why don't I just sketch it out really quick so you can kind of see what I'm thinking? Okay, I don't know if this is going to make sense. I'm going to try to make it make sense. So I'm thinking I'm going to do a 5x5, and the center checkerboard thing is just going to be solid black, and then solid black on the outsides, and then the other black squares have the skulls in them. And then for the two green here and here, they're going to be just solid. And then the other 8 green on either side of the black squares, I want to do some surface crochet, spider webs or something. That's my thought. So I now have 2 and a little bit squares done, and her birthday's in March. So I need to be working on this. Needs to be high priority. So I'm going to work on that a little bit this morning. Hello, sunshines. This is Editing Heather here. I am going to cut the vlog here and split it into 2 pieces because I know what I recorded for yesterday and it would be a lot. This vlog would be too long. I don't mind watching vlogs that are over an hour, but I know that they're harder to watch. So I'm going to split this here. And I'm going to say bye for now. And there should be another vlog up in less than 2 weeks. Because there's less than 2 weeks left of February. But I just want to make sure that this is watchable and not too long. I just had a lot to say this month because we had so many snow days. Spoiler alert, including today when I'm recording this. So yeah, I had a lot to say. So I want to make sure that it's not too long to watch. We're not going for feature films here. And I will see you very, very shortly. Bye for now.